This fact sounds believable, but it's wrong. And the problem is, AI explains facts like these with complete confidence. So today, I'm testing something simple. I'll give AI common facts. Some of them are right and some of them are wrong. AI will explain each of them, and we'll check if AI knows whether it's right or wrong. These are facts most people have heard before. Some are true, some are misleading, and some are just myths. Let's see how reliable and trustworthy AI really is. For this test, I'll be using ChatGPT as my main fact checker. Let's start with fact number 1. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Let's see what AI has to say.
People believe the fact that octopuses have three hearts because it's actually true, and it's easy to understand why once you hear the explanation. Scientists have studied octopuses closely, so we know how their bodies work. Octopuses need extra help moving oxygen through their bodies underwater. Two of their hearts send blood to the gills to pick up oxygen. The third heart sends that oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body.
After some research, I found out that this is correct. Octopuses really do have 3 hearts. This fact is true. AI score, 1 out of 10. So far, we can rely on AI. Let's go to fact number 2. Humans only use 10% of their brain. I gave it to AI, and it gave me this as his answer.
People believe the idea that humans only use 10% of their brain because it sounds scientific and exciting, even though it's not true. Here's why the myth spreads so easily, in simple terms. The brain is complicated, so it's easy to believe most of it is unused. Early scientists didn't fully understand the brain and their ideas were misunderstood. So saying, you're only using 10% feels inspiring and memorable. People kept repeating it without checking if it was proven. The myth stuck around because it sounds cool, not because it's true.
This sounds convincing. And it's right again. Brain scans show we use most parts of our brain, just not all at once. This fact is a myth. AI score, 2 out of 10. Let's move on to fact number 3. Bananas are radioactive. AI explain.
People believe that bananas are radioactive because it's actually true, and the reason is easy to understand. Bananas naturally contain potassium. A very small amount of potassium is naturally radioactive. Scientists can measure this radiation, so it's proven. It sounds surprising, but it's completely harmless.
Surprisingly, this is true. The radiation is completely harmless. But yes, bananas are radioactive. This fact is true. AI score, 3 out of 10. AI is on fire, but let's see what she has to say for fact number 4. AI, is it possible to see the Great Wall of China from space?
The Great Wall of China is one of the largest man-made structures ever built, stretching thousands of kilometers across the country. For many years, people believed that something so long and impressive must be visible from space. This idea was repeated in books, classrooms, and trivia facts long before humans actually traveled into orbit, which helped the belief spread and stick.
So, is it possible to see the Great Wall of China from space?
Usually, no. From low Earth orbit, astronauts can see some large human-made things, but only under very specific conditions. The Great Wall is long, but it's also narrow and similar in color to the land around it, which makes it hard to spot. Astronauts have said it is not visible to the naked eye in most cases. With cameras, zoom lenses, or perfect lighting and weather, small sections might be identified. But that's different from clearly seeing it.
This one was tricky. It is true, but only after we push the AI. Half point is the best we can do here. Extra fact, you can't spot the Great Wall from the moon at all. AI score, 3.5 out of 10. Now moving on to fact number 5, where we learn more about camels. Here's the fact. Camels store water in their humps. AI, can you help me out with this?
Of course I can. Camels store water in their humps is a belief that comes from how camels survive in deserts. Camels can go a long time without drinking, so people assumed their humps must be water tanks. Early drawings, school lessons, and cartoons often showed the humps as storage, which made the idea easy to remember. The humps are very noticeable, and it feels logical that such a unique body part must hold water. In reality, the humps store fat, not water, but the belief spread because it helped explain the camel's desert survival in a simple way.
This is right. Camels store fat in their humps, not water. That fat can later be converted into energy. This fact is a myth as well. AI score 4.5 out of 10. So far, so good. Now up to fact number 6. Honey never expires. Is that really true?
Short answer, mostly yes. Real honey doesn't spoil. Here's the simple explanation. Honey has very little water, which makes it hard for bacteria to grow. Bees add enzymes that help preserve it. Archaeologists have found thousands-year-old honey that was still safe to eat. So when people say honey never expires, they mean that pure, properly stored honey can last indefinitely. It might crystallize or change texture over time, but that doesn't mean it's gone bad. It's still safe.
This is true. The first time I read this, I couldn't believe it myself. Honey can last for thousands of years under the right conditions. AI gets the point. And this fact is true. AI score, 5.5 out of 10, 6 done, and so far she didn't make a clear mistake yet. So let's see if we can make it till the end with no mistakes at all. Here's fact number 7. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Really?
Lightning never strikes the same place twice because it sounds like a rule of nature meant to describe how rare lightning is. Lightning feels random and unpredictable, so it's easy to assume it wouldn't hit the exact same spot again. The saying has also been passed down for generations as a warning or a piece of folk wisdom, which helped it stick. Tall buildings and landmarks weren't always well understood, so people didn't realize how much height and location matter.
This is false. Lightning often strikes the same place multiple times, especially in those high or exposed areas. Tall buildings are a good example. AI score remains the same. Finally, a mistake on fact number 7 now, with 3 left to go. I won't hold you up and we'll move on to the fact. Mount Everest grows every day. AI, can you help us out?
Of course, people believe that Mount Everest grows every day because it sounds dramatic, but it's based on real geological processes. Mount Everest sits where two massive tectonic plates, the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, are slowly pushing against each other. That constant pressure causes the land to crumple and rise, which makes the mountain gradually get taller over time. Scientists can measure these tiny changes using GPS and satellite data, which makes the idea feel concrete and trustworthy. News articles and documentaries often describe this movement in simple terms like grows every day, even though the change is extremely small and not something you could ever notice day to day. Because the explanation involves real plate movement and scientific measurements, the idea sounds impressive and believable, so people easily accept it.
The explanation is correct, but the claim exaggerates it. This is partially trustworthy. Mount Everest grows a few millimeters per year, but not in any visible daily way, so we'll add half a point. AI score, 6.0 out of 10. Moving on to fact number 9, goldfish have a memory of only 3 seconds. Let's ask it to AI.
People believe that goldfish have a memory of only 3 seconds because the idea has been repeated for a long time in jokes, cartoons, and popular culture. Goldfish are often seen as simple pets, so it feels believable that they wouldn't remember much. Early observations of fish behavior were limited, and people mistook a lack of obvious reactions for a lack of memory. The claim is easy to remember, sounds scientific, and is often shared as a fun fact, which helped it spread and stick.
But is it true?
No, it isn't true. Goldfish actually have much better memory than 3 seconds. Studies have shown they can remember things for weeks or even months, like recognizing feeding times, learning simple tasks, and responding to familiar signals.
Another confident answer. And another myth. Goldfish can remember things for weeks or even months, but it took a second question to get a real answer. So we'll add half a point. AI score, 6.5 out of 10. And now the final fact. We swallow 8 spiders a year in our sleep. This sounds scary, but is it actually true?
No, it isn't true. There's no scientific evidence that people swallow spiders in their sleep, let alone a specific number like 8 per year. Spiders generally avoid humans, and the vibrations, breathing, and movement of a sleeping person would scare them away. The claim also has no reliable study or source behind it.
So there's no scientific evidence for this. It's an internet myth that's spread without proof. And AI is right. I'm relieved that this is a myth. What about you? AI final score, 7.5 out of 10. That sounds good, but only if you know how to use AI. So what does this show? AI sounds confident, but confidence is not always accuracy. Use AI as a tool, not as a blind source of truth. Even though it's around for a while now, It's still not 100% correct. What should I test next? Let me know in the comments.